Welcome back, Pokemon trainers. Professor Chaz here, the left quote's on back order, and it is now time for the Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles in the free battle in battle spot. So as I mentioned in yesterday's team building video, Pinky the Mega Slowbro is the team captain this week, and the other 5 Pokemon have been assembled, so if you don't know who I'm using, there's a link down in the description. Just click that, you'll go to the team building video for the week, you'll see who I've assembled for the team, and the movesets, the held items, and the strategies that go with all of them. With all that being said, let's get right into these battles right now and see how well Pinky and his team do on the field of battle in the rotation battles in Omega Ruby. Here we go. Our first opponent from the Canary Islands, Spain is Asa, looking to battle. Asa has a Mewtwo, Meganium, Typhlosion, Lugia, Togekiss, and a level 37 for Alligator, so I'm not going to consider that an opponent. We do see only one held item on the remainder of the level 50s, and that is going to be Mega Mewtwo. So we have to deal with that for sure. We can probably get some speed control on that. We could Thunder Wave with our Blissey. If it becomes Mega Mewtwo X, though, it could get some fighting type moves. But either way, I'm going to lead with Arbok and get the Intimidate, in case that is a Mega Mewtwo X. If it's a Mega Mewtwo Y, then we can easily bring Blissey, bring Shelly up and go for a Thunder Wave. And I'm also going to bring Pinky as one of the 3 leads right there, so we can get the Mega Evolution going. Now, of the remainder of the Pokemon, see, I'm really only planning it to fight that Mewtwo. With no held items, there's not as much to worry about from the remainder of the team. But we could probably bring Keaton, get some speed control with the Rock Tomb. He will survive 1 hit with the Focus Sash. I think he might be the best way to go. The Togekiss might be a problem for him. In fact, I wonder if I should actually bring Zapdos. Well, once we get some speed control with either a Glare, Thunder Wave, or Rock Tomb, I think Keaton can probably do some work against that Togekiss, as well as the rest of the team. So, the team is selected. Let's go. Let's lead off with our Intimidation Arbok. Drop the attack stat of whatever Asa wants to lead with on their side. So, as I said, if it is a Mega Mewtwo Y, of course, it's going to be specially offensive. Here we don't even see the Mega Mewtwo yet. We see Typhlosion, Togekiss, and Meganium. So what I can do is probably rotate in to Pinky right now and go for the Calm Mind. Wonder if I should... No, I can freely glare anything on the field. They don't have anything super effective except for some possible Earthquake or something, so we can easily go ahead and glare whatever they want to bring up. It's going to be the Meganium, so we can paralyze this thing, fortunately. We can also Thunder Wave with Shelly as well, though. So the Meganium is fully paralyzed. I'm trying to think what I should do now. I can go for a Poison Jab. It's going to be super effective on 2 of these Pokemon. That might actually be the way to go. I'm going to Poison Jab away. And the only one not weak to Poison Jab does come up. How much power can we get off of this? Not bad. It goes for Eruption, so we did just lower its HP, which means Eruption won't be as powerful. We do have that Black Sludge recovery. Now, in hindsight, I realized I didn't bring either of my 2 Pokemon that can put the screens up for this particular battle, so we're not relying on those for sure, but I'm going to rotate around into Shelly, and let's go ahead and put the Thunder Wave up. They probably won't rotate either of the other Pokemon up, knowing the Poison Jab could be a problem. They're going to Blast Burn. I think that's Special Based. It's quite obviously Special Based, and they do lose a turn to the recoil, or not recoil, the recharge from that Hyper Beam, essentially Fire type move. So now we are free to spin around into Pinky, Mega Evolve, and get the Calm Mind up. The only Pokemon left on the opposing side that will outspeed Pinky is that Togekiss. Here we go, Mega Slowbro. We're going to get our Calm Mind activated, boosting our special attack and special defense. And thanks to the Shell Armor ability, we are not going to be hit by any criticals anytime soon. Now, at this point in the match, I think I'm probably best to spin back into Arbok and go for a Poison Jab. Try to get some good damage off. They're probably not going to leave this Typhlosion up thinking that I can go for a Water type move. So Poison Jab is going to be the way to go. So do they stay active? They actually bring up the Togekiss, which is great. Super effective Poison Jab coming your way. 1 more will drop it. And we resist the Dazzling Gleam, which is very nice. So a Poison Jab will take anything else out Would they spin this Togekiss out of here? I don't think so. I can bring Shelly up to go for a Thunder Wave, and she will have special defense to withstand a special type move. But if they rotate into something else, we're just going to waste the turn. I know for sure I can drop this Togekiss with one more Poison Jab, though, so that's the way we're going to go. Looks like they might be doing a rotate or a switch at this point. Carefully selecting their next play here. Because we will get the knockout on Togekiss, we'll get some pretty good damage off on Meganium, and we could bring the Typhlosion down pretty low, but we're just going to go with the Meganium, which is already paralyzed, and it's going to take more than one more of those to actually bring it down. So there's the full paralysis right there. Now I'm going to take a bit of a risk. I think they would most likely want to bring that Typhlosion back up, so I'm going to rotate into Pinky and go with the Scald right now and see how well this plays out. If we do take some damage, we do have the Slack off. Nope, they actually stay active with the Meganium, which is fine. Actually, one more Scald would get the knockout on this. And that is a lot of turns of full paralysis. You know, sometimes I say I play for status conditions like that, but I feel bad when they happen so frequently like that. But it's going to rotate to Arbok, knock out the Meganium with a Poison Jab, and bring in their fourth and final Pokemon. Now this could be the Mewtwo. If it is, I definitely want to paralyze that thing. So, yep, there is Mewtwo as expected, so this battle isn't quite over yet. Applying the pressure, so I'm going to rotate into Shelly, go with the Thunder Wave, and let's hope it doesn't Mega Evolve to Mewtwo X and go for a physical fighting move, because that will really hurt. So here we do see, oh, Mega Mewtwo Y, excellent, I can deal with that. The very first Mega Evolution ever revealed from X and Y before we even knew what Mega Evolution was. Psystrike. I think that is a special defensive kind of target. It's physical. So, this might be a problem. Our final Pokemon is going to be Keaton. Now, of course, we do have that Focus Sash. Do I want to go for the speed control? I kind of have to at this point. I'm going to throw a Rock Tomb at Mega Mewtwo Y. Yeah, they stay active. I didn't think they'd want to switch out. So we do survive that with the Focus Sash. We're going to slow this thing down with a Rock Tomb. If we connect, we do. Now, I think Keaton might outspeed it at this point. I don't want to take the risk, though. I'm going to spin around into... I think probably Arbok has done the best he can. So I'm going to spin into him and see if he outspeeds. And I'm going to go for Glare just to see if we can get the paralysis up as well. Going to outspeed. You do outspeed. We paralyze the Mega Mewtwo. Excellent stuff. We are in a very good position right now. They go Aura Sphere, which we resist, but will it matter? This is a Mega Mewtwo we're talking about here. It mattered. Awesome. Alright, with the Mega Mewtwo now paralyzed, Togekiss is the only big threat. We saw Arbok outsped, so we're going to be able to floor that thing with Arbok. I'm going to go into Pinky once more, get another Calm Mind up. And they stay active with their specially offensive Mega Mewtwo, and with our Shell Armor, you cannot critical hit us, and our special defense is increasing. I don't want to call it too soon, but we're actually in a good spot right now, especially with a full paralysis on that Mega Mewtwo. I'm free to start throwing out some Scald attacks. And let's see, so with the paralysis and the speed drop from Rock Tomb, Mega Pinky outspeeds Mewtwo. Shadow Ball is going to hurt, but we do have our special defense up. We can easily slack off, but I want to deal with this Mega Mewtwo first and foremost. I don't think the Togekiss or the Typhlosion can do too much to Pinky at this point. So we drop Mega Mewtwo with Mega Slowbro. There's now 2 Pokemon remaining on the opponent's side. So the Typhlosion will fall to a Scald. Definitely the Togekiss probably would at this point also. What I'm going to do, since the Typhlosion is paralyzed, I'm going to spin around into Keaton, go for a Rock Tomb right now. If they bring the Togekiss up, I want to slow it down in case we don't get the knockout. But we actually connect with a Rock-type attack on the Typhlosion. Not quite getting the KO, but at this point it is weak enough that Arbok's Poison Jab is going to knock out either of the 2 opposing Pokemon. So we do lose Keaton, but he did his job quite well, slowing that Mewtwo down right when we needed it. Alright, now we're going to spin around into Arbok, start firing off a couple of poison jabs, which should secure the victory. And the opponent is carefully choosing. They stay active with the Typhlosion, so they get their Typhlosion knocked out to a poison jab, and the Togekiss is about to fall to our final poison jab of the match. So come on up, you little flying egg creature thing. All you gotta do is hit that poison jab once more. Now, I'm fairly certain Arbok outsped. Here I'm second guessing. No, I was right. Okay, so poison jab is going to get the knockout, dropping the final Pokemon on the opposing side, and Mega Pinky and his team secure a victory for battle number 1 of the rotation battles this week. Good game, Asa. That was fun. And the Pinky team finds itself up against Ash from Georgia, United States, wanting to trade with me! And Ash is bringing a Rhyperior, Charizard, Tyranitar, Blastoise, Samurott, and Delphox. We see a couple of held items, no legends, which is actually pretty interesting, so this could be a pretty interesting match. We don't really see any threat from anything that'd be super effective, other than the Tyranitar. I'm trying to think for Pinky's defenses. Some possible physical offense, so I think leading Arbok is a good choice. Pinky, of course, is choice number 2. Now, we could see some, like I say, physical or special offense. As far as special offense, is there anything Pinky is really going to be weak against? I'm trying to think, should I bring either the Brain with Reflect or Zapdos with Light Screen? Well, Zapdos is going to be good against this team, except the Delphox. I'm going to bring Zapdos as 3rd Pokemon. And of the remainder, we can get some paralysis on anything on the opposing side with Arbok's Glare, which is good. Thunder Wave, if I brought Blissey, would be not good against the Rhyperior, of course, it would be immune. Rock Tomb could be a good way to get some speed control. Low Sweep wouldn't be bad either, especially if the Tyranitar comes in. I think maybe I will bring the Brain. The Brain is choice number 4. Would I want to bring him in earlier? I can get the Reflect up. I'll bring him in reserve. He'll be Pokemon number 4 in the Pokeball as we get underway versus Ash in this battle of the rotation battles in Omega Ruby. Let's take a look at what the leads are on the opposing side. Now, as I say, the only thing I really think Pinky needs to worry about is the Tyranitar, which we do see on the field. So the Rhyperior could be an issue. It has ground moves for Arbok and rock moves for Zapdos. Zapdos doesn't have his substitute this week, which we could use to just see what they're going to go for. Now, we did lower the attack stat with the Intimidate. They might expect I'm going to rotate Pinky up to go for a water move. In which case, would they even want to bring anything up to take that hit? Probably not. So I'm thinking either Glare with Arbok. We don't need to speed control any of these things because the Charizard is immune to Bulldoze, and the other two are slower than Zapdos. I think I might just want to go spin into Zapdos and go for the Hidden Power. If they use a rock move, this could be a problem, but I'm going to try that. Spin into Zapdos, go Hidden Power. We can Roost, of course, to heal up if we survive a rock-type move. So we see one more Hidden Power fighting will drop the Rhyperior, and we get a free turn while this thing goes for Dig. So, what I'm going to do right now, I can either go into Pinky, Mega Evolve, and get the Calm Mind up right now, because we can easily survive a Dig attack, I'm sure, after the Intimidate. That is the way to go. I already convinced myself. Mega Evolution, Calm Mind for our Slowbro. Alright, here we go. And the Dig cannot hit critical, which is good thanks to our... This should be Mega Shelter, but thanks to the Shell Armor ability. Now, I could have just gone for the knockout, but I want to make sure Pinky is set up for whatever comes in next. So they might be expecting that hidden power was actually Ice type. In which case they could bring either the Charizard or Tyranitar up. So given that, I'm risking Arbok getting knocked out, but we saw this Rhyperior use Dig. It might not have another rock or ground type move. So I'm going to bring Arbok up and go with the Glare. Just to paralyze whatever they have active. So we see they swap it to the Tyranitar, which is nice. It is a Mega Tyranitar, so it's going to get the Sand Stream. That's an interesting play. As I said, abilities really don't activate if you bring the Pokemon in reserve, but Mega Tyranitar also has Sand Stream. So as soon as you Mega Evolve on the active spot, you do get that weather condition up. Now we do get the Glare, which is nice. We're going to paralyze this. Its special defense just increased. Gotta keep that in mind. And it goes for a Dark Pulse. Now is the time we're going to try to go for that Light Screen. So we get some healing recovery from the Black Sludge. It's going to offset the damage from the Sandstorm. With this Tyranitar being paralyzed, I'm going to go into Zapdos and put the Light Screen up. Just in case they go for another Dark Pulse, we want to be able to handle that nicely. So they stay active. Let's hope they don't go for a Rock move. That would be kind of bad at this point. And they go for Crunch, so physical attack. So interesting, this is kind of mixed. It's got physical Dark type move and special Dark type move. Now we can easily get some good damage off with the Hidden Power Fighting if we wanted to. We don't want to bring Pinky up because it does have those two Dark type attacks. Is there anything Arbok can do at this point? We can Bulldoze, just to get some damage off. I think that's probably the way to go, Bulldoze. If they bring Charizard up, this would be a mistake, but let's see how this plays out. If they stay active with the Tyranitar, we're going to get the Bulldoze. Alright, not bad. Oh, that was critical. Okay, that's why. It was like, I thought it wasn't supposed to do that much damage. So there's Dark Pulse. With the Light Screen up, we should be able to handle this much better than last time. Unless they go for critical hit. And the Sandstorm hits before the Black Sludge recovers, so Arbok is down, unfortunately. And now here's the question. Can the Brain get a knockout with the low sweep? I don't think he can. We're not invested in physical attack, but it is double super effective, and even if they rotate something else up, we're going to be able to get a speed drop on them. So low sweep is the way to go from the Brain. Yeah, I didn't think we'd get the knockout. But oh, that was critical too. Okay. And Earthquake. Unfortunately, this is not intimidated, so this will hurt. I could put the Reflect up now, though. If they go for a super effective move, I don't think the Reflect will help really, though. We are invested in defense, but at this point, I'm actually pretty much free to go into Pinky and go for the Scald. It's super effective on anything they have on the field. We already have one Calm Mind up. Pinky will outspeed the Tyranitar from Paralysis, and we saw he already outspeeds Rhyperior. The only one that could outspeed him would be the Charizard. So, Mega Pinky goes for the Scald. Even with your special defense boost, I think our Calm Mind will offset that. Down goes Mega Tyranitar. So we're at 1 for 1 so far. And on that very same turn, the Sandstorm subsides. So here we see Blastoise. Fortunately, it cannot Mega Evolve. I'm not sure if it had an item or not. I cannot recall. But I think we're probably safe just to... I was going to say slack off, but no. Pinky's at pretty good HP. We're just going to go for the Scald right now. Of course, Slowbro would resist it, but fortunately, Rhyperior does not. But this could be a mistake. Okay, it's not Stab. It can't be critical. We're going to get the knockout on Rhyperior. Now, the only other thing that can really slow Pinky down would be that Blastoise. But if we can get a Scald Burn, that would be great. First things first, just in case this Charizard happens to have Sunny Day and Solar Beam, I'm going to slack off and get back the HP that was just drained away by that Mega Horn. Now, you could freeze us on a 10% chance, but what are the odds of that, folks? Well, I just said 10%. There you have it. You know what's really cool about this situation? When you're frozen in ice, Scald actually melts it from within. So we're going to go for Skull Bash to get the defense. And we're going to nicely thaw ourselves out thanks to that Scald attack. We might get the burn on this too. It's not bad damage, actually. Now, they got their 10% freeze. We didn't get our 30% burn. Am I upset? Not really. I'm going to go ahead and go into the Brain and put a Reflect up, just in case they want to get some more Skull Bashes off later in the match. Now, I don't think this can cause flinching. It's not like Headbutt. Alright, so we are now protected against any future Skull Bashes, plus whatever other physical moves you want to go for. Some Leftovers recovery on the Brain. Now is the time I'm going to swing back into Pinky and go for a Slack Off. Heal our Slowbro back to almost full HP. He goes for another Ice Beam. You can't freeze us again. This would be absurd if that happened. Okay, good. So there's the recovery we wanted last time. And I've been playing this out really slow. Like, I could bring Zapdos up and go for the Discharge, but I want to make sure nothing on the opposing side will survive that. And plus, this is Pinky's week. I want Pinky to have the good shot to get some good damage off. So we're going to go for that Scald attack. It is going to Skull Bash once again, getting its defense even higher. But we do have that Reflect active now. And if we can burn, which we'll find out in a moment, we get the burn, we lower the attack stat. One more Scald plus the burn damage probably gets the KO at this point. So I'm going to click that Scald attack once more. Skull Bash, look how little this does. I didn't even look at the numbers. It had to be less than 10. Alright, so the Scald brings it down, and the burn finishes off Blastoise, leaving just Charizard on the opposing side. And you know how we deal with that Charizard, don't you? We just go for the Scald attack. Now, if it had a held item, I can't recall, but it might have Focus Sash. Even if so, Scald is the way to go. Zapdos can easily pick up the KO afterwards. Oh, they're gonna fly, are they? Well, when you come down... Oh, we just lost Reflect. Oh no. I'm not really that worried about it. Of course, we're just gonna go for Scald. Charizard comes down, gets some damage off with Fly. Takes a powerful +1 Scald attack in return. That drops their Fire Dragon from Kanto in a single hit, and we win the match against my opponent, Ash. Good game. And with that, we come to the end of this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battle video, with victories in all the matches we played with my Pokemon, and putting in some strategies that I sort of found myself using in the Kanto Classic. Now, as I said in the past videos on the channel here, I've learned speed control is definitely a good thing, slowing the opponent down with perhaps Bulldoze or Rock Tomb, making sure that my kind of speedier Pokemon, Arbok and Zapdos, that might otherwise be outsped naturally, can actually go first and get the knockout perhaps. So I'm only showing 2 of the battles. I've actually recorded 3 this week. The usual way that I do this, I'll record 3 battles for the week using the team that I've assembled, but since that would tend to make for too long of a video and I don't want to bore the viewers with an endless stream of like nothing but battles, I mean, I'm sure that's why you're here watching it, but I want to keep the videos down a little bit, and here I am rambling. But I'm showing 2 videos usually. What I tend to do is, if I win all 3 battles, I'll show, 2 wins, obviously. And if I lose all 3 battles, I'll show 2 losses. If I happen to win 2 and lose 1, or lose 2 and win 1, I'll show 1 of each. That way you can sort of see, like, I'm possibly learn from some of my mistakes in some of the battles. But with all that being said, because I did win all 3, I'm showing 2 victories. So I'm feeling more confident, actually, coming off of the Kanto Classic. Like, using Pokemon that are not battle bred, bred with like max IVs from the start. It's really encouraging to show, to see that I can win some of these battles using non-perfect Pokemon, as I call them. So I'm actually having a lot more fun with these, and I'm looking forward to doing some more battles in the future. For this week, of course, you just saw that's how you want to use a Mega Slowbro. If you can get those defenses up, you don't have to worry about your opponent critical hitting you and breaking through all of your setup. And if you have Slack Off or Rest or some other way to recover your Mega Slowbro's HP, that is the way to go. Get your defenses up, recover your health as you lost during your setup, and then just start dishing out some damage. The one thing you'd have to worry about is if the opponent has a Pokemon that uses Haze, or what would be a really bad thing if the opponent had Topsy-Turvy. They could reverse all those stat changes. However, I have never seen Topsy-Turvy used online, so it's probably not even a concern. It'd just be an interesting little thing to consider. Maybe something for you to consider for a team in case you happen to go up against a Mega Slowbro like this. So with all that being said, we end off this week's Pokemon Omega Ruby rotation battles here on the channel. If you see anyone in this group shot that I haven't yet used, in other words, doesn't have a glow around themselves yet, leave me a comment down below. Let me know who you'd like to see for next week, and actually take a look at the Pokemon and see who hasn't been shown as a Mega Evolution. Because every time I use them as Team Captain, I update their image to show the Mega form. Anyone that isn't yet a Mega Evolution that can Mega Evolve, if you would like to see them for next week's video as Team Captain, leave me a comment, let me know who you want to see, and I will assemble a team using that Pokemon and bring some of the rest of the collection to try to get some victories in Omega Ruby rotation battles. With all that being said, we now end off this video. Thank you everybody for checking out the rotation battles this week, and I'll catch you next time.